One major question that has continued to resonate across Nigeria is, what is the economic direction of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration? At the May breakfast of the Nigeria-South Africa Chamber of Commerce, the special advisor to the President on economic matters, Dr. Adeyemi Dipeolu, engaged stakeholders on the economic strategies and plan of the government to reposition Nigeria's economy.
You know, corruption, we use the phrase in different ways. I suspect that it causes a lot of confusion. But one thing is clear, is that apart from depriving the country of resources that could otherwise have been used for employment, corruption distorts incentives. If it's easier to make money through rent seeking, why would I go through all the hassle of trying to put together a factory if I can turn it around very quickly? So it's important, and I think that's why the government is determined that whatever it takes, it will level the playing ground by tackling corruption very vigorously. So the government then said, given those 4 areas in which they felt needed intervention, they would have some 6 areas in which they would pay a lot of attention. And the first of those 6 areas is to improve the policy environment, to improve governance and national security. And so you have it there. I mentioned transparency, the fight against violent crimes, ensuring accountability, complying with lawful orders. Then incentivize the fiscal collection approaches. I've spoken to the importance of the tax effort. The tax effort is what is going to help power the budget this year. As opposed for this year, if you do the maths, I don't think that the earnings from oil are expected to account for more than 30% of the government budget. The bulk of that is going to come from the tax effort and from borrowing. Borrowing in the domestic market and borrowing in the international market. International interest rates are quite low, and our debt ratios are also quite good. So that some advantage will be taken of that, just as there will be a sustainable debt management strategy to try and lengthen the maturity of some of the existing debts. There's a National Industrial Revolution plan adopted by the previous administration. But the thinking is that you don't just scrap everything you met and start de novo. Take what you have that is existing, that is workable. If need be, tweak it, improve on it, but don't start from scratch. You know, just build on what is there that is positive. And so the Nigerian Industrial Revolution plan is something that will be used to sort of guide the work being done by the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. And of course, there's the Made in Nigeria campaign, which interestingly is being called more by Nigerians who haven't seen that we're spending a lot of money on things that can be made here, are thinking that we should pay a bit of attention to patronizing the goods that come out of here. What is interesting about this year for the budget is the government is not going to build roads. It's going to fix roads, and it's going to fix roads with an objective in mind. The objective is to have connectivity across 2,100 kilometers of highway. What does that mean? It means that where there's a fairly good road and the bridge is no good, efforts will be placed on fixing that bridge. Where there's a road that is they have 100-kilometer road, 20 kilometers have potholes, efforts are going to be deployed to fix those potholes in such a way that you can then have connectivity across 2,100 rather than try to complete the road projects, which I think the minister said there are over 220 of them ongoing. But the idea now is to say, no, if I'm going from Lagos to Ibadan and the road is bad, let's fix it. Not only so that we can get from Lagos to Ibadan, but because then we made it easier to get from Lagos to Oshobo, we made it easier to get from Lagos to Jeba. So also you'll be looking at the Jeba, Kaduna, Mokwa, that whole area, because that influences transportation of food down south. If you fix that again, you're focusing on connectivity rather than trying to build new roads. Similar to that in the power sector, it's rather than talking high numbers. What is interesting about the power sector is that Nigeria actually has over 12,000 megawatts of capacity for generation. But there are 2 problems. The Then one is gas, getting gas supplies, because a lot of it relies on gas. It's getting gas supplies to the power plants. The other is that after the power has been generated, transmission. So the approach being taken is incremental, rather than setting ambitious targets that will never be met, is to say, if we continue steadily, let's forget the recent drawbacks, but if we work steadily, moving from a high of 5,100 in February, if we work steadily throughout the year and then attack some of the critical constraints in the production of, in the piping of gas to the power stations, or improving transmission lines, it would have been possible to sort of aim at 7,000 megawatts. Because as I said, the capacity is there. It's just that it's not being fully utilized because of those constraints. Similarly, is the idea of rail. You all know the discussion around the budget, but the idea of rail is to really try and get those rail projects up and going. So you have the Lagos-Kano, which a portion of which is Abuja-Kaduna, which will be ready next month. Then the Lagos-Ibadan work should start in July. But the idea is to build segments of it until the whole thing leads from Lagos to Kano. But then there's also the coastal railway, which will start from Calabar to Lagos. And the idea again is to try and connect the ports, because the rails and ports usually have a very close relationship. So the idea is if you move from Calabar through Warri, Port Harcourt, Warri, down across to Lagos, then you've also linked not only the southeast, south to the Lagos, but you've also utilizing all those ports that lie along the way. Of course, there are segments of that also the spine is from Abuja to Warri. I think there's a portion that has been finished, I think Alaja to Warri, but the portion that ends in Warri doesn't get to Warri Port. So a lot of effort is going to have to be put on that. But again, I'm trying to emphasize that there's connectivity and tackling critical constraints rather than just going for brand new grand projects. And a particular passion of mine is the whole idea of affordable housing. I think it's critical to create a home-owning society. Even though it's a small country, I think the idea pushed by Lee Kuan Yew that people's behavior changes when they own property. I know it's true, at least it's true for many of you in this room. But the idea being that homeowners, property owners don't burn cars if they're rioting. You know, they have an instinct to protect property. And so I think that sort of enabling people to live a better life by making housing affordable.
As Nigeria goes through difficult economic times, that is not isolated from the wider global crisis, it is expected that the Buhari administration will ensure effective management and allocation of resources to key sectors that will transform the socio-economic landscape of Nigeria.